Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our daily word this morning. It's 10 o'clock on Friday morning. I'm going to place flame to my Christ candle as we begin our daily word together and end this week together. So if you're watching this morning, I'm recording this at 7:30 a.m. as I prepare to head to the hospital for my back surgery. Hopefully they can repair what needs repaired today. So I'm recording this ahead of time, and then you're watching it at 10 o'clock. And by the time you watch it and are done with it, I'll be at the hospital preparing to go back to surgery. So thanks for joining me, as always, and for being with me. There won't be a daily word next week. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully the surgery is not as extensive and I can recover really quickly, but we'll see about that. But don't count on seeing me here next week. 1 Corinthians 15:58. Therefore, my beloved brothers and sisters, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain. You know, I think one of the hardest things that we have to do in life is be consistent. Be consistent about our faith, about how we're always going to act, how we react to certain situations. One of the big challenges in life, I think, is being consistent. We ask ourselves, and I surely ask myself a lot, how do I be truly who I am, everywhere, always? Paul, in writing to the church in Corinth, gives us an idea about how to be consistent, how to stay true to our faith, how to be truly who we are, no matter what the situation. Now, it's true that life will throw an array of circumstances at us. Some of those circumstances will be on the mountaintop. Some of them will be in the valley. Most of them are on the plains. So the question is, in the midst of all of that, how do we find that part that is truly and deeply us? And how do we tether ourselves to the ground so that our values and our longings determine our identity rather than our circumstances? And I think that's the big challenge. I think the answer is it's something we decide to do. We're going to stay grounded. And no matter the circumstance, a mountaintop where we find the greatest joy, the valley where we fear for our life, or just the everyday plains of our lives, Paul says, look, brothers and sisters, be steadfast. Trust in your faith. Hold on to what God has given you. Know that we're anchored in God's love. Be immovable. Not because we're not moved by the wind, but immovable in our faith, that our inner core, our soul, our very being, we're not moved by it. Life's tough. We find ourselves in grief and anger and whatever it is, but be immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Knowing that what we do day to day to day to day is abounding in the work of the Lord. And knowing that what we do, and I think here's the key, at least it is for me, knowing that what we do is not in vain. I sometimes wonder, does this matter? I went to soccer last night to do the announcing, introduce the players, and had to trudge myself up to the top of the press box. Going up, not so bad. Coming down, not so much fun. I do the announcing, put on my announcer voice, do my thing, introduce the players, try to do a really good job, come back down the steps, get in my car, I'm driving away, and I wonder did it even matter? Did what I do then even matter? Well, I think it did. It matters to me at the very least, and I think it matters to kids and maybe a few parents or grandparents. But knowing that what we do is not in vain. We pursue the truth. We bind ourselves to God, allows us to see every perspective and every circumstance for what it's worth, every emotion involved, and the choices we make in response. We want to be consistent in our faith, no matter the circumstance. Yep, we're knocked off center once in a while. Things happen to us. Look, I'm not thrilled about another surgery. It's knocked me off my center a little bit. I've been pretty emotional about it the last couple days. But then I also know that I'm steadfast, I'm immovable deep inside of me, deep inside the core of my being where God is. I'm immovable. And, that's what God calls us to. And look, I'm not some hero. I don't have it all figured out. What I know is that God's calling me and you to this consistent kind of faith. And if we can live that way, then I think we've made a big difference in the world, but most importantly in our lives and the lives of our families and co-workers and those we interact with the most. So, that's our daily word for today. Thank you for your prayers today. I do appreciate it. As always, know of God's love that surrounds you. Know my love for you. And I'll see you in a week or so. Have a great day and a great weekend.